Super Surviving Divorce. I'm Sarah. We're doing the stages of emotions going through divorce. I need to address hopelessness. I have people come in to come get acupuncture treatments, and they're stuck in a stage of hopelessness. And there are actually acupuncture points that are called the gates of hope, which can tap into your reserves or something bigger than us, right? That can give us hope, or we find it outside of ourselves or within ourselves. So what happens with divorce, sometimes we may be stuck either before, during, or after a divorce in a situation where we don't see a way out. We can't find the perspective or clarity. And in that case, one great thing to do is find a quality counselor, a licensed professional counselor with education that has experience helping people through this stuff, because it's heavy and it can be overwhelming and it can be debilitating for people. And acupuncture gets things moving, so including emotions. It releases ATP, that supercharged power energy molecule in our body, which is necessary for every function in the cell and tissues in every cell in the body. And then neurotransmitters, the autonomic nervous system. There's communication between the organs and the brain. And then we function appropriately as we're supposed to, pain-free, digesting properly. So emotions, when we're stuck, acupuncture is an awesome treatment for getting things moving. And a lot of times people on the table will cry because it's a release of like held in, controlled emotions. When we're getting out of a divorce, sometimes people come out of a divorce from being, they can either have been living with an individual that causes a lot of stress, or high conflict individual can create like that walking on eggshell feeling, like no matter what you do, you're going to do something wrong, and they're going to get upset or mad or make you feel bad about yourself, which is gaslighting, I'm told. And what happens is you can really get like hammered down over time, right? It's kind of like that scientific experiment of if you have a pot of boiling water and you put a frog in it, which I don't know why anybody would do, but they would jump out because it's obviously a dangerous spot to be in. But if you take a frog and put them in the pot of water and then slowly turn up the heat to like a simmer and then a boil, it's so gradual and subtle that oftentimes they don't even know it. They just know that they're in the water and they're happy. But really it's damaging and they can stay in it. And so emotional abuse, or like gradual hammering of emotions, can be like that. It can be like you invest in your relationship, you love this person, you want to make them happy. And so then you're stuck in this situation where you start getting told things, or it's justifying it in your head, or whatever the reason, right? So with that, your self-esteem can kind of tank. And so back to my undergrad of Psychoneuroimmunology, which was that it's actually like studying the effects of the brain and mind, our thoughts and emotions, and the impact on our immune system and our cells, like how our body functions. So really interesting topic. And Chinese medicine and acupuncture go hand in hand with that. So what I encourage people to do is to retrain your brain. So it's kind of like taking a different route to work, right? The thoughts that we choose in our head actually starts creating new neural pathways. Like our brain starts firing. And new possibilities open up to us, new perspectives. Sometimes we can do it by choosing our thoughts, like, I am valid. This experience did happen to me. And just because you're twisting it to a different way doesn't mean that that's true for you. That's like, things get twisted or taken out of context all the time. That doesn't make them true. And so you can choose a thought, whatever it might be. Like, if you feel weak or hopeless, you can actually choose to think in your head, there is hope. There is a way out of this. I just haven't seen the perspective yet, but it's coming. And I am capable. Just because I haven't handled this situation before doesn't mean I'm not capable this time. And so you start choosing thoughts that will redo your framework, right? And so instead of the self-deprecating sledgehammer, which I call it, like, I can't do this, I can't handle it, throw that sledgehammer out. Get rid of it. It's not serving you. It's not supportive. Choose thoughts that you would say to a friend. You want to be supportive to you. You want to be supportive to your friends, to your kids. You want to be encouraging, not discouraging, right? Like, so, and if you can't think of anything, just sit for a minute and then just be open to the possibility that a new idea will come. And 9 times out of 10, new things or new possibilities pop into your head or get shown to you where there's a hopeful channel, and you can kind of reroute and you can be like, I didn't see that as an option. And that's why going to a therapist or a psychologist can really help people, because it's always helpful to get a different perspective on situations or things. And we need help to do that. We can't figure all this stuff out on our own. We don't know, like, the right thing to do all the time. We have integrity and we can fall on that and come back to that. But, like, kids don't come with a handbook. They should. They should totally come with a customized handbook, because each kid is different too. That would have been super helpful, actually, for a lot of things. However, yeah. So getting back on topic, that's a good idea, actually. So for what I tell my patients is, choose words that are kind to yourself, that support yourself, that then you can find your reserves. You can tap into what you're made of. You can realize that you are stronger than you, more capable than you think, and stronger than you know. Hopelessness is a tough one, but there's always some step forward or sideways we can take to get back on the track of moving towards hope. And it's out there. And if you can't find it within yourself, then seek someone that you know and love and respect and who's kind and supportive to you. And they can maybe have an idea that might be helpful. And that's what I have for emotions and acupuncture and psychoneuroimmunology today. So hopefully that's helpful. And find an acupuncturist too, because really those emotions and that hope and strength, it's in there. It's in there. The needles get tapped in and they're super tiny, but they kind of like awaken all the good stuff within you. And if you let it, instead of capping a lid on your emotions and keeping everything stuck, you'll be surprised at what you're capable of. Not only that, but I really do believe all of the experiences and especially challenges that we've dealt with through our lives up to this point, we've built on those, and they can make you stronger if you choose to let them, right? So we learn from our mistakes, especially, and I really don't believe there's a mistake, but we learn. They're learning stepping stools to make us more capable for the harder stuff that we have to deal with and handle down the road. So draw on those experiences. Go back and look at, yeah, you know what? I did handle that pretty well. Maybe I am capable of handling this situation well. And if you're coming out of a high conflict divorce or in a high conflict relationship, don't let someone else chip away at your self-esteem. Don't let them make you question your own judgment or reality. Come back to what is true, necessary, and kind, and you'll remember who you are and you'll find it. And for some reason, for some people, it's a lot easier to stand up for our children than it is for ourselves, especially for that frog in the simmering pot of water that's getting cranked up to boiling. But remember who you were. Remember remember your backbone. Remember your backbone it's a backbone, not a wishbone, right? So hopefully this helps. And Super Surviving Divorce, please subscribe, share. Acupuncture is awesome, obviously, helps a lot of people. And if you think this might make somebody else's life smoother or easier, please share it too. And thank you.